Hey, welcome everybody to Sasha and Goff live recorded. I'm Sasha.
I'm Goff.
And we are back for week 3 of
Week
this
3.
Final episode that we do in 3 weeks.
Shit, we're out of here.
It was a good run.
It was good.
3 weeks. How you been? How you feeling about the show at this point?
Well, I love the theme song, as I told you. Well done on that.
I like that you compliment me on things. That really helps me in my daily life.
You're doing all the work, to be honest. I did this thing here. I didn't even put it on the screen, but that's what I worked on. I worked on the logo.
Look at that.
And this is all like... Actually, I had to steal that from one of your Instagram pictures. Either way.
I was going to say, that's a pretty nice picture.
It is.
That's actually as good of a picture as you can get.
When you didn't comment on it, I was like, okay, I think that's good. But I feel bad because I didn't put the thing over your the S.
That's okay.
You know his name's Sasha, by the way.
Half the people don't care what my name is anyway. I believe it's just you and your daughter who listen to this, one of your daughters?
Yes. No joke, though, for the first episode. Whatever the views are at, 2/3 of those are mine just listening to the theme song.
Well, thank you to the other third of you who listened or watched or however you got it. We are trying to figure out everything slowly and surely on how to get it on all the different things. Did you get it on Apple?
No.
We're not on Apple.
Not yet.
Don't look on
Soon,
Apple.
we will.
We are on Spotify. I know we're on Podcast Addict, which is not a popular thing, I don't think.
I don't
but
know.
that's just the one that I use, so I know it's on there.
Yeah. We're on Amazon.
Okay.
You said Spotify. There's a few you can... If you're using Apple, just go to our Instagram, please, and just use the link through there, or go to the YouTube. Just type in Sasha and Goff Live, and you'll see the episodes there. We will get it on Apple, though. We're working on that.
Hey, I got a better thing for you. Don't go to YouTube and search Sasha and Goff Live. Just go to sashaandgoff.com. Takes you directly to our YouTube.
There you go.
How about that?
I have never had a .com. I've never had...
All right.
I think, you know what, with Citizens of Pawnee, I tried getting one because you guys had one with bitter marks and with flips and bumps. And I don't know, it just always sounds great on yours saying, .com. I can never say that because I've never had it, except my email.
It's like
gmail.com.
It's like $11.
Okay.
You could do it at any time. It's very, very simple.
So I owe you $5.50.
I did it. Well, that's funny that you say that. When you think about things with financially with our podcast, which, by the way, the money is flowing in. More on that in a second.
Yes.
But it's funny, if we have a horrible breakup, I'm gonna be like, you owe me $11.50 for February and March.
Crap. That's a good point. You don't write that down.
No,
I want you to forget.
I wouldn't. I would never do that, regardless of how this ends. After today's show,
Yes.
Of course, being the last.
This is the podcast people love, because on episode 3, all we're talking about is the end.
Yeah,
Not the end of this episode, the end of the show. Okay, back to what Sasha was talking about a second. The money is flowing, baby. Look, see? We got a picture up here.
Yeah.
New friend of the show, Mike. Very good friend of mine. He, Sasha, you know him as well. But he wanted to be the first one up on the wall, so he gave us $1 American dollar.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put our piggy bank somewhere here, or I don't know.
Jar.
Also, I have to take that dollar out of my bank account.
Okay. All right.
So I should actually go to the bank and just withdraw $1. But
I
anyway,
believe somebody just got arrested for trying to withdraw 1 penny, and when the person was like, "You can't do that," he's like slipped them a death threat.
hilarity ensued.
I'm pretty sure. No hilarity. Police came, and the guy was arrested for trying to take out 1 penny. So be careful, is all I'm saying. Secondly, we have a bucket that we're going to debut on this episode.
Woo!
Now, it's not a bucket because we're poor. We don't have the money flowing in as of the first 2 weeks. But now, thanks to Mike, who sent us, here's the deal. $1. That's all he needed to do to get this space, this advertising space for whatever he wants. Now, he sent this beautiful picture of a cat riding a pony. There's some dinosaurs in the background. Do you know what this is?
This is his mouse pad from work, I believe.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be biased, but the way this is painted reminds me of one of the City Hall murals from Parks and Rec.
Okay.
But anyway, if you're familiar with that show, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, I thought this was an awesome picture because it's very random. I got a question for you. If you could add one random thing to that picture, what would it be?
I would probably make it a little bigger so you could fit the entire space.
Yeah.
And see it on the the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, it's a little bit small. However, we are going to zoom in on it if we haven't already.
So the weird thing you would add would be like space.
Yeah.
More grass, maybe.
Why? What are you saying?
I don't know. Just because I remember in high school we had to do like an abstract art drawing, and it was like I remember mine. The central piece was like a half pipe, and then there was like in the background, I believe there were dinosaurs, and I think there was like a rocket ship or something. So I don't know.
So you're saying what would I add to the actual picture?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I would add this part of the picture, which would, in essence, take up more space. But then you could see what this dinosaur is doing because you only see his ass. You don't see the rest of this dinosaur.
That's a good point.
What's he doing? Is he playing pickleball like a nerd? Is he rollerblading? I don't see his feet.
My guess is he's playing Pogs.
Wow, that's pretty.
In
that case, I definitely want to see that. So that's what I would add. Another mouse pad. Can you have two meese?
Meese is the word.
It's
yeah.
It's meese.
Yeah.
Two meese.
Two meese.
A left-handed mouse and a right-handed mouse, and you don't need a keyboard anymore because
it's like driving stick shift. You know, you're using both.
Yeah, it's the clutch. It's the clutch of meese. Well, anyway, thank you for this. This is fantastic.
It's awesome. Like
$1. Now we're trying to figure out the rules for this as well.
Yeah.
How long does this stay up? Right. I think you get 1 month if nobody beats you.
Okay.
Or the other option, just it stays up until somebody beats you.
Well, this is your home, so I'll let you decide.
Well, I mean, unless I move, like this thing doesn't.
Okay. Well, you know what then?
You see what this is. This is like a disaster to be in.
All right. Well, you know what then? We'll leave it.
We're leaving it. Okay.
Leaving it.
I just want to say, Mike, thank you. And also, my wife has already said that she's willing to give $2. I don't know what she's going to put up there. That could be rough.
$2.
I may have to veto that. Do we have veto power in this, or we just have to accept?
No, we have like blur power. We could like pixelate it, I guess, but no, I mean like we kind of.
We should just pixelate it in every episode, so people are like, "What is up there on that wall?"
For $2, you can see the.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
It's awesome.
Well, anyway, thank you for that. A couple other things I have here for you. You know, I watched our first and second episode, which is really tough for me to go back and watch stuff that we do. I've done hundreds of podcasts. You have done at least 4 or 5 in your life.
At least, yeah.
I never listen back to anything I am on. I just make sure the audio works, and then that's it for me. Like, I don't want to listen to it. I don't have any input. I don't feel I'm going to get better. I know what I have to do. I need more energy, goddammit.
Here it comes.
Listen, I'm monotone. This is the way I'm lazy. I don't wake up until 7 p.m. every day, and nobody understands when I say that, what exactly I'm talking about. I mean, I get up at 7 a.m. every day. And from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., I'm worthless. I'm scum. I suck. And 7 p.m., you should see me. I mean, I am in my prime. I'm zinging. I'm zanging. I'm having a good time with people. 7 p.m. until midnight, I am on it. You would never say low energy Sasha from 7 p.m. to midnight. That's my time. I have stuff that I do for work when I do like paperwork and stuff like that. I do it at 7 p.m. because I know I'm going to knock it out. I'm like in the zone. But until 7 p.m., I am a lizard on a rock or whatever. Something better than that. And so we record this at like 1 p.m. on a Sunday, the day of our Lord. And so it's tough for me to like consistently be energetic, but I'm aware that I need to be more energetic. I'm also aware that I need to say less, but that's a problem that I've been 5 years, and I always say that's just a podcast thing. It's tough. So besides that, I have a list of things we need to fix. Okay. Here they are.
Let's do it.
Energy, number 1. Audio, number 2. Our buddy producer Tony, he texted me and he goes, "Hey, you got to put the audio at least in mono because it was in stereo. So if you're listening on the first one in your car, one is over here."
I did notice that. Wow.
Second episode, I think I fixed it. Producer Tony, if you have stuck around until episode 3, please let me know if I fixed that in episode 2. We're gonna get better things. We're gonna get better stuff. We're gonna try and improve that. We got to fix this. We want to have the logo on the back. That's a small thing, but for a personal reason, personal being I need to watch and make sure that we are recording this
Yeah.
this podcast, and the only way I could do it is on the TV. So I can't put the graphic over it, because if it stops recording, then why would it stop recording? Maybe that's what you're asking. Well, because I have horrible internet. Now that's not going to change. That's always going to be there.
What are you going to do?
But that's some of the stuff that I have on here. Looks. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about this. I saw how I looked. You're a stunning man.
Thank you.
You come from a stunning family. Everyone in your family, fantastic people.
Well,
I saw a picture recently of your parents. Don't turn red now. Don't turn red now. I saw a picture of your parents all dressed up all nice.
Picture, right?
I was like, look at this.
It's a great picture.
And then I'm over here. You're seeing this sticking out. You're seeing where hair used to be on my head. I'm sweating uncontrollably. We don't know why. You wanted energy. You're getting angry energy, okay?
I know. I'm not like cowering back.
And then the only other thing I have here before we start talking about the fourth, how your fourth was. We do our top 3. So like week 1 we did top 3 TV dads. Week 2 we did top 3 cartoons. And today's top 3 is actually going to be top 3 sports movies.
Yes.
And then for next week's episode, we're going to lower the bucket. Debuting
it's up
here.
There. You'll see it.
You'll see it eventually. We're going to lower the bucket. You're going to randomly pick out something, and then we're going to have... That's what next week's episode will be, right?
Yes, sir.
One thing I do want to do going forward, we set our top 3s. We set our... what's the word you couldn't find? Honorable mentions.
Honorable mention, yes.
We said some of our honorable mentions, but I don't think we did it in the first episode.
No.
And then the other thing I wanted to do was send it out there, because there's at least 12 other people who listen or watch this thing. If we missed somebody or something that is completely obvious, or you think that we're idiots, we want to hear from you guys as well. Sasha and Goff at gmail.com. Yeah, okay. I was like, did I put the podcast part in there?
I don't think so.
No, Sasha and Goff is how you reach us on Instagram. Sasha and Goff at gmail.com is the email account. SashaandGoff.com takes you to our YouTube. So just Sasha and Goff everything. There's no H in Sasha. There's no H in Goff. SASAAND.
There is an H in my middle name, though. You got to guess that.
All right. That's
it's
not
just
in the
Brian
website,
H.
though.
Goff.
BrianHGoff.com is also going to take you to the YouTube.
It's going to take you to my OnlyFans.
So the one thing that I wanted to bring up from the first week, top TV dads, we didn't mention it, and I wanted to bring it up at the time. I totally forgot about it, my honorable mention.
Okay.
And I wanted to know what you think, because me and my wife are on the same page about this. By the way, she hates that I call her my wife. She wants me to say Megan. So me and Megan.
She wants to be called your property.
Yes.
Yes, much better.
That's fantastic. We both agreed on this one, but it's a little controversial. But TV dad, do you know where I'm going to go?
I don't know.
Bill Cosby.
Oh. Whoa, okay.
Now take away all the fun things about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby as a TV dad. Were you a Cosby Show fan growing up?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, that's... I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess he was... good. He wouldn't be like in my tops just because that wasn't one of my top shows. I mean, I watched it a bunch, but no, I mean, he's definitely like iconic, and I mean, he was good on the show.
I think he would have probably been in my top 3 had I had balls to put him in my top 3. Actually, I don't know. I was thinking about it, and like Arthur Spooner, Ben Stiller, Jerry Stiller is like definitely up there for me. I think that's like a weird wild card one, but. And then I don't remember who I even had for
Phil Dunphy and Al Bundy.
Okay, Al Bundy number 1. So Phil Dunphy to go over Phil Dunphy.
Which I just found out as I texted you the other day on the show. His name is Phil Humphrey Dunphy.
Yeah,
that's incredible. And
you love Arrested Development too, with all the every single line. I mean, Modern Family is one of those shows where it's like every line is something.
It was on yesterday, and I was just sitting on the couch, and then it's like 3 hours later. It's just like, man, this should, like, I was watching like season 6, and it's like, it's still consistent. Like you said too, it's like the writing is just fantastic.
Yeah, throughout the entire thing, it's just weird watching the kids grow up. Yeah. They're not like as funny. Well,
and I guess Luke is like a genius in real life.
Oh, really?
And it's like, so watching him play an idiot, it's like he's a good actor. You know?
Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah.
All right, well then that's all the things I wanted to get out of the way, at least from what we saw. Mostly I apologize for my looks, and I'm not going to do anything about it. So
I shaved today. That's all I mean, my hair, this is window down the whole way here.
I don't even have good posture. It's like... All right. Is this better?
It's fine. We're good.
It's a disaster. Anyway, how was your 4th of July? What's going on?
4th of July, yeah. It was fine. We don't, I mean, my family, like, we're low key. Like, we have been, my wife and I don't drink. My kids don't drink anymore. No,
That's good.
But no, it was nice. We hung out at the house. We had like a little bonfire, did s'mores. I mean, like, total just family dad
Are you guys
stuff.
fireworks
like,
people?
No, that's funny. I actually wrote that down. I was going to ask you. We are not. I'm fine watching them, when you go to the festival and whatnot. But, just like bottle rockets, all that kind of shit, just loud bangs. I hate it. And you know what? Now I got to ask you, how's Kelly with fireworks?
Oh, Kelly's perfectly fine.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So is Lucy. Yeah, she doesn't care.
She's messed up in every other way possible, but we take her outside to watch the fireworks.
Nice.
And then we make the joke where she's like, oh man, solid gray firework. Yeah. Because they don't see anything.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And she doesn't even look at them. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
If there's a really loud one, she'll jump or whatever, but it doesn't really affect her at all. What time do your rogue firework people keep you up?
Well,
in your neighborhood.
So we moved into this neighborhood that we're in now about 4 years ago. It's great. Like if there's a rogue person lighting off fireworks, they're done by 10:30.
Yeah, that's great.
It's awesome. I mean, like where we lived before, and especially because we moved at the end of 2020, and like we know how 2020 was, and also that, in my opinion, was one of the worst fireworks years because I feel like a lot of people just had extra money. No one was working, and it's just like there was because it was awful that year. But no, I have never been a fan of fireworks really. So it's like the 4th of July to me is just like, and since I don't really party anymore, it's just like I don't care. It's just another day.
100% same old man stuff.
Yeah,
I don't drink anymore. My wife doesn't drink. We were doing the fests and all that kind of stuff. On the 4th, we went to our local fest, and we left. We came home before they did the fireworks because we can see them from here.
I was gonna ask you,
and it's good enough or whatever. And then yesterday we went to a different one, over by the Now Arena in off of 90.
There. With the giant pill bottle. That's such a tacky looking sign, isn't it? Off of 90.
It's a horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an okay arena. The Windy City Bulls play there, so G League basketball.
It was the Sears Center, right?
It used to be the Sears Center. Now it's Now Arena. Actually, they might have changed it again.
Yes, it's like the Tweeter Center in Tinley Park. Yeah. It's had 5 names and they all suck.
But yesterday we were sitting so close that the debris was falling on us, and I was like, "This sucks."
We actually my town, they ended early because of that. Joni was telling me. Because I fell asleep before they even started. I go to sleep at 8:30. So when you're talking at 7 p.m., Sasha...
That's why you don't respond to me when I text you.
I'll text you back at 1 a.m. when I wake up. It's for the first time. But anyway...
It all makes sense now.
My town, they after about 10 minutes, they stopped it because I guess there was a malfunction. And I'm seeing this a lot in the news, that fireworks were kind of going sideways. And then...
it doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. And it's I know this is America and fireworks are cool and shit, but it's they're dangerous, man. It's
I don't even care about the dangerous part
because
they're the same thing every single time. There's 6 different fireworks, and I don't know how they work. I'm assuming it's one guy who just is lighting them off.
It's so funny because in and I know you'll be totally familiar with this. A lot of zombie movies, they use fireworks to distract them. So it's kind of funny when you see zombies looking up in the sky because it's that's what we do too. It's just whoa.
That makes sense. The other worst part is especially if you're at a fest and that you're there in person and they're going off. They're playing the worst music
and I'm proud to be an American.
Nothing in this country is more divisive. I'm going to say it right here. Nothing. Not politics, nothing than country music. You're on one side of the line or the other.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're sitting over there and we're listening and exactly, proud to be an American and America
born
the American
in the USA.
Yeah, everything's stupid. And we're can we jazz it up a little bit? Yeah. And their version of jazzing it up is Living in America, James Brown, which that's cool. I like that song.
Yeah.
But give me the Hulk Hogan theme. What are you
There
doing?
you go.
I am a real American? Come on.
With holograms of the Hulkster playing his guitar.
And so instead they're playing whatever, the American like horror. It's not even, they don't even play Kid Rock, which is what they should be playing.
A very popular South Park song they could play.
Yeah, I guess. But no one's that cool.
I don't know though. I mean, I could see the crowd just like, yeah.
The 30% of the crowd that knows it, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that song's kind of iconic by now, honestly.
I don't know. There's a lot of like grandparents and Hispanic people who have no clue.
All right. True, yeah.
By the way,
most of the Fest dwellers.
We need to do more for old people and Hispanic people because what we are doing to them is not fair in this country. I'm not going political. Okay. I'm just saying all this stuff that we add, two-step verification on my phone.
Yeah.
Old people, they barely got the first step.
Yeah.
We need to help these people out. I'm for helping people. Anyway, yeah, so fireworks, we're in agreement, suck for the most part.
Yeah, no, I feel bad. My brother, it's like, actually this year he didn't. I think he just didn't even invite me because it's like, what's the point now? Because he knows I won't come. But yeah, he used to go to like Indiana and Wisconsin, whatever, to get fireworks, like one of those. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I guess anyone in Illinois has to do that for real fireworks. But it's like, yeah, it's always, hey, you coming over? And it's like, Rob, I love you, but I don't care. I don't fucking care.
We became fest people last year, which was a big step probably down in our lives. We went to like 4 festivals last year in 4 days.
Yeah, but you go for music too, though, right?
Yeah, and that's the bigger problem is last year we went and we saw this band Wheeze, who was a Weezer cover band. Okay. And they were fantastic. And then the next day we saw Sponge, the actual band Sponge, play in Skokie, Illinois, and they were awesome. And this year we couldn't find any cool band. Like, I think tonight or maybe yesterday, Hoobastank played at the Arlington Heights
cool.
Fest.
I would have gone to that.
That's interesting. And the night before, Plain White Tees. So, like, you know, local. I'm not a big fan of either, but it would be cool to see those bands because they're professional. It's not, I don't want to start a rivalry between us and the local cover bands.
Okay.
But if I see Seventh Heaven one more time.
I've never seen them.
Oh, my God. I can't do it. I can't do it.
They're not the Beatles tribute, right?
Seventh Heaven?
Yeah.
No, they do like, they cover every song of every genre, and you're like...
So they cover like Pulley?
Yeah.
They play a NoFX song?
It's just Epitaph stuff and Fat Record stuff, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like, it's too much, is what it is.
Well, you know what I was going to say, actually? I was talking to my neighbor this morning when I was out doing yard work. He saw the Beach Boys last night, or like two, and
at Ravinia.
I think it was...
With John Stamos.
Yes. Yeah. And that's really all I took from it when he was telling me, because I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, the Beach Boys, right? I'm like, yeah, Brian Wilson. And he's like, well, he's not part of the band anymore. Mm-hmm. He's like, it was Mike and John Stamos. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
it's like, and I'm like, Mike, I don't want to sound like a sissy or anything, but I love John Stamos. I really do, actually. Like, I would have gone just to sit like, hey, it's Uncle Jesse.
Top 3 uncles?
Oh, yeah.
John Stamos?
Obviously. Uncle Joey, he's far below.
Any uncles in your family making the list?
Yeah, I got some cool uncles.
But no, my wife actually brought up that the Beach Boys with John Stamos were playing, and I think it was at Ravinia.
Okay.
But I don't really know, and I've never been to Ravinia.
Do you know where that is? Like what town it's in?
Like next to the lake, like close to the lake or whatever. And I believe that's where it was, and so we didn't go. If they were playing like Hoffman Fest or whatever, we would have probably gone to it, but... There was no good bands this year. It was all like, I mean, I don't want to say that, no disrespect to any good bands who are playing out there. There are some, but there's a lot of them that you're just like, this isn't for me. I don't need to listen to Country Thunder for 3 hours or whatever.
No, my favorite one was, I think it was either Hanover Park or Schaumburg. This was like 15 years ago, Cheap Trick. For free. That was amazing.
I used to live in Schaumburg, and the fest was in my backyard.
Nice.
And
you booked Cheap Trick?
No, but Eddie Money was there one year.
There you go.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Of course, I was drinking at that time, so anybody would have probably been tremendous. But,
absolutely.
But I had 2 tickets to Paradise that night, so
well played.
See what I did there?
Well played. That was good.
What about fest food? Are you interested in any of the trash that gets served at fast food?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
I eat like a pig all the time. Like, I'm a terrible eater. We don't need to talk about fast food. But, I'm the kind of guy, though, that I'll buy stuff that I know I like. So I'm not that adventurous, you know? It's like, I've had most of the stuff, but it's just like, that looks great, but I know that's good. So I'll eat like a Yito or something, like
corn dogs is where I went yesterday because I don't have them too often. So I had corn dogs. I had a cheeseburger for the first time from a fest, which I've never done before. Turned out okay. But
how much? What are you paying for this stuff though now?
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it was $14 for a cheeseburger, $8 for a corn dog.
Yeah, there you go.
$8 for one corn dog.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the prices are ridiculous. The items are this small, and then they're like, it'll be $55 for two people or whatever.
To be real quick, we years back saw the Offspring at, I don't know, somewhere downtown. It was me and my brother and then our buddy Eric. And he bought a piece of like Giordano's pizza from the place. It was like $8. And like me and my brother, it's like, can I get a bite? He's like, yeah. Can I get a bite too? It's like, guys, this was $8. It's like, and of course the thing's like literally one slice. But anyway, yeah.
No, I feel the same way. It's like after the corn dog, it was just a corn dog, so I was obviously still hungry.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll get a slice of pizza. I haven't had pizza in a while. Regardless of how I look, I haven't had pizza in a while. So let me go get a slice. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have it, and I'm going to save my money and get a dessert because I know that's going to be another $14 or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Everything's too expensive. Obviously, we're going to bring that up literally every episode.
Yes.
Because that's how everything is. But I didn't try anything new or crazy. There was actually a fight at our local one.
Nice.
They like shut down the rides part of it because there was like 3 groups of teens. They had to bring in other like surrounding city police, not SWAT, but like SWAT or like a different one, a second tier SWAT.
There you go.
But yeah, they were. But whatever. Food aside, there's one food that is pretty incredible that my wife enjoys, and that is pies.
Yep.
Pie eating contest. It's unbelievable. My wife is a vacuum cleaner. It is not embarrassing whatsoever.
What? Real quick, your comments are the funniest. I think when it's like, she's all mine, fellas.
Yeah.
That was hysterical. But go on.
Thank you. Yeah. No, she loves, like, she's a couple years ago. She just like joined this one. She we were at a fest and she was like, I think I'm gonna do the pie eating contest. I was like, okay, all right, let's do that. I support her. I mean, let's do this. And she did it, and like, it's tough. It is actually very difficult. And most people, if I say to you I was in a pie eating contest, do you have any questions that pop up in your head about that?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Not yeah.
The number one question that she gets is, how many pies did you eat?
Okay.
That's valid, the number one question. It's almost impossible to eat one pie.
I still, you know what? I guess my question would be, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah.
Do you go on an empty stomach, or do you just, it's another meal?
Yeah, we got to have her as a guest and just talk about pies, yes. I think.
Because isn't I think those contests are going on now, right? Like the hot dog ones, and I think all the big guys are done.
Yeah. They happened like, I think 4th of July or 5th of July or whatever it was. But we actually went to a fest last week before 4th of July. And we didn't even know until that day that there was a pie eating contest. And she was like, we're going. Nice. And I was like, I'm in. So we went there. She came in second place, which is incredible. There was like 9 people, I want to say. She lost to a guy he was 17, so he shouldn't have been allowed because they have age brackets. Oh. But he aged up. He aged into the adult group.
Did he turn 18 like that?
No, he was 17.
So he's 230, and at 231, you're like, all right, you're good.
I think the other group was like 6 to 17.
Okay.
And so it was all like small children, and he was a pretty hefty 17-year-old guy. So he shows up, and he's like, I just ate 6 oysters and a chicken parm. I'm ready to go. Ugh. So, yeah. And then he sat down. Crazy part is, this guy had no arm. Right? 0 right arm.
Okay.
One-armed man. My wife came in second place to a one-armed man, and then
that's a story right there.
The entire weekend I was trying to come up with the how can I use it in a sentence like a one-armed man in a pie eating contest.
Nice.
But like I couldn't figure it out like logistically. But the bigger problem with all this, they're going through, they're fighting. there was a bunch of dude bros like in this contest, you know, like they were like, we're
What
gonna
can
get
you
it.
buy?
The guy in the mic was like, oh, we have some serious competitors, and I was like, none of these people know my wife. She's gonna throw down.
Or were you like off to the side talking to guys, just like, see her? That's my wife.
I was openly yelling because
yeah?
this contest was like also by like cheering.
Oh, okay.
So afterwards, like if it was close, they would hold stuff up, and I was like, for my wife, and everybody else is like a human being and won't yell for their like others, you know. And the guy was like, I mean, you cheered louder, but we know this person won, so they gave it to the one-armed man. However, I came up with this tricky situation because while this is going on, the guy on the mic realizes my wife is dominating. He's like, oh my God, we have a wild card. But everybody knows this oyster guy is going to win. He's dominating. And he's just going through. He's having a good time. He's taunting people left and right. You're not allowed to use your hands in a pie eating contest, right? So you can't go like this. You can't shovel stuff into your mouth. He used his nub to turn the pie. In my mind, I'm ready to yell, cheater! At this one-armed man.
So then could Megan in turn use like her elbow to, you know, like
they would have probably hands, they probably would have kicked her out for it.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a situation where I want to yell at a one-armed man because he's cheating in a pie eating contest.
We need to take this to like the officials.
Yeah.
We got to take this up the ladder. She might be getting a first place trophy.
I'll say this, my energy is up today.
I love it. It's great. No, but
I need a nap after this.
So I guess I'll ask you. I don't know if you'll be able to answer, but like, what constitutes the pie being done?
I mean, it just has to be. Everything needs to be off the plate,
like licked clean,
or
really.
So, and the crazy thing is like you have the filling, but then you have the crust. That's
which
on
is
the
usually
thing.
Sticking to the pan.
Yeah, so you have to bite it and like move it. Yeah,
use your tongue a lot to like.
One of the contests has spinners, so you can like look at them and they'll spin it so that the crust is in your area.
Oh, okay.
But one of them, they were like, no spinners. So you have to like get up and move around. There's a lot of stuff that goes involved.
I would imagine you need a lot of room for that, right? Like probably a good...
Yeah. I mean, it's like big tables and whatever. Wow. They the first one we went to, she came in second place. She dominated. Very proud of her. The one that she did on the 4th of July, she didn't place. But they had a problem because all the pies, they left them in the freezer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They were all frozen pies.
Oh, God.
So everybody's trying to eat these things, and nobody can eat them. And then they weigh them when they're done to see who ate the most. And they're all like
So did someone kind of call that out halfway? Or did they announce before?
And so they started...
just so you guys know.
The first group was small children.
Okay.
So like they were all like broken teeth. Yeah,
they're smacking the hard stuff.
So then they started cutting them for the people. So they cut them into like fourths, so at least you can try and like bite them. But they were still frozen the entire thing. It was wild. It was pretty
That's
crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, pie eating contest, I guess. I guess last thing about 4th of July that I wanted to ask you, rides? Yeah. What are your thoughts?
You know what? I still do them. I'm terrified. Not terrified like I'm going to die, but terrified like I'm going to die, like it's going to fall apart.
Like malfunction.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rides themselves, no, I love cartwheels.
What rides?
Roller coasters. I was thinking cartwheels. Roller coasters, all that, the spinny stuff, whatever. The last one we went to last year was great, actually. It was for Glen Ellen. They had to move theirs, so it was closer to us, actually. And, but yeah, I love carnival rides.
I'm a fan, too. I haven't gone in a couple years because... I don't want to go by myself, and like sometimes we go and we'll meet up with like some of our friends or whatever, but nobody ever wants to go on them, mostly citing the fact that they crumble while you're on them.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about when they lock you in, like the lock not being able to unlock.
Okay.
Which I think is an irrational fear.
So you're going to travel with them when the things, because they can't get you out, so they just take you with?
Well, I mean, I assume they would like get something, but like, have you ever like, it clicks down or whatever.
You can pull it in more, and then it's like,
keep going.
No,
yeah, and then what if you're stuck?
Yeah, because curiosity, you're like, oh God,
yeah.
Oh no!
I definitely
I heard a crack.
That's my fear more than the thing crumbling. Because I saw like one that got stuck upside down, and I was like, oh well, I'm a strong individual. I would just climb out and get my way to freedom and
get out of that thing.
Join a pie eating contest. But yeah, exactly. If I'm just stuck there, then that's a fear of mine. I don't know, irrational, right?
No, not really. I mean, like, it happens. I mean...
Okay, I'll take it. I thought it was irrational, so I'm glad that I'm a normal human being.
I mean, if we were at the fest together and I was like, let's go on this, and you told me that, I'd be like, you're an idiot. And
I'd be like, let's go on Gravitron, because they don't put anything.
They actually, the Gravitron that we went on last summer, whatever, it's basically that, but now it like lifts up and it like kind of turns. It's pretty awesome, actually. So I mean, like when you're on this thing now, you're looking down at the floor, like
AI, bro. It's AI's taking over. Yeah, that's step one. Gravitron. That's
exactly what it was. The Gravitron, baby.
All right. Well, what are you putting inside yourself? Are we done with 4th of July talk?
Yes, we are.
All right. What are you putting inside of your body?
Mostly sex toys.
All right.
Oh, no.
It took 3 episodes to get to that joke.
I wrote down sex toys mostly, so I wouldn't forget it. I had to. All right. Have you... I doubt you watch this, The Bear. Have you heard of this show?
Yeah, I love it.
You do watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to talk about season 3. I'm not going to spoil anything. Not a fan. So have you seen it?
I have.
Okay. So, and you've seen everything? First 2 seasons? All right. So...
I almost know where you're headed with season 3.
Okay, well...
So I'm intrigued to see if it's where you actually...
All right, so again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I am going to say that nothing happens in this season. There's one thing that happens to his sister, something very significant, you know. She has a baby. She was pregnant, I believe.
Oh, spoiler!
Sorry, no, she was pregnant at the end of the last season, I believe, which that was one thing. It's like... She's still pregnant, huh? By like episode 7, it's like we're still doing this.
That's actually a better spoiler to say that she had the baby than to leave it hanging, because when you leave it hanging, you're like, wait.
Well, there were 2 or 3 things they left hanging, but they put to be continued at the end, so it's like, oh, cool.
Spoiler again. Another spoiler.
All right. These shows continue anyway. I feel like you don't need to put to be continued, but no, I just feel like this show is like getting so pretentious, like. It was mostly flashbacks, montages, and then just like little vignettes that led to nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hate to say it, but like the main character of the show is so unlikable. Like, what do you get out of that character besides watching him like cook? He's an asshole that, you know, I mean, and then like, well, the thing with Joel McHale, I won't say, but even now it's just like, huh, you know.
No, I get what you're saying. I agree. When I was watching it, I was like, there's not too much that's going on, but I still enjoy watching it. And like working in a restaurant, I think, you know, it's just like one of those things.
But to that
like,
extent, though,
no.
That's when I'm just kind of
like,
that
to me
really?
Seems like the 10 levels above.
Yeah,
where
like you're
I was.
Gordon Ramsay, you know, like
yeah. But I thought you were going to be more upset with like all the things that like what's the storylines that don't connect or whatever.
Yeah, just like
stuff
plot
like that.
holes.
Yeah,
you know, like,
and there were a lot of those things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, things that were going on like the whole season, and it's like we gotta wait, I guess.
Yeah,
like you didn't get any resolution, and I think that I love the cast. I think like Jeremy Allen White is a great actor. He was great in Iron Claw.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if did you ever watch Shameless?
No.
All right, so it was another one, 11 seasons on Showtime. Really good show. Kind of got too much at the end, but anyway, he essentially plays the exact same character. Like out of
he was in that.
Yeah, they're from Chicago. Very just yelling all the time, chain smoking, whatever. Except in that show, I think he drank. He doesn't on The Bear, but it's like essentially the exact same character. But
I thought Abby Elliott was really good. I'm a big fan anyway. Chris Elliott's daughter, and she was on SNL.
That's the sister, right? Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis is very good in it, and I'm not like a fan. Also, I'm not a fan of anything. Like, I don't know much about film or TV. Like, I'm trying to get into it. But just like certain people, when I watch, I'm like, wow, holy cow, like that's crazy. Like I think I can really get into it when certain people are really into like their characters.
Yeah.
Like, it's very cool.
And speaking of that though, like while the acting was great, that episode in season 2, the family one, I hated that. I just kept scrubbing. I couldn't watch it. It was driving me nuts. And truth be told, I didn't even watch probably half of that episode with the pregnant with the birth because. And I heard it was great, but it was just like, I don't want to watch Jamie Lee Curtis. Her character just gave me so much anxiety.
It was too long for me.
It was.
And
she kept touching her face, and it was like making me uncomfortable. But
that second season, The Dinner, is like, in my mind, like the pinnacle of what the show was.
Yeah.
Like you say, like now you're like, how can I like this main character? He's just an ass. And,
I mean, you get it.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
I mean, but as a viewer, though, it's still just, you're still like, no, he's yelling at someone again.
Yeah.
But no, I do like the show, and obviously it's not like I'm not watching anymore. I was kind of just annoyed at the end that it's just like
a little disappointed.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I was talking to my sister Jessica, and she's like, well, it said to be continued, right? And it's like, yeah, but that just means season 4. That doesn't mean like they have extra episodes. They were, And
I think they already recorded season 4. Okay. I think they recorded 3 and 4 at the same time.
Okay.
If I remember reading correctly or whatever, because they recorded here and they were in Evanston and Chicago and all that
recording 3 and 4 at the same time. That's crazy.
That's great.
Wink. All right, and then quickly, the other thing, this is my dad side coming in here. I have to talk about the silver bullet hose, which is yes, it's one of those black, like the expandable stretchy hoses that you see, like that comes in a little jar about that big, like the size of this bucket.
Don't pretend like I know what you're talking about.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Actually, you were telling me before your parents did the yard work out there.
Yeah.
But
my parents anyway, if you want free labor, just get your parents involved.
It's true. My mom, actually, I should get her over. She's great. But anyway, yeah, it's just a little hose. It's literally, it was about the size of like a football wrapped up. And like you plug it in, and it's because it's set on there 50 feet. So I remember I was just like plugged it in, or I hooked it up, and I'm pulling. The thing was like 10 feet. I'm like, this sucks. Turned it on though, and the thing like hulked out. Okay. It just started like. It reminded me of the black snakes, the fireworks when you light them. The little. Well, it's a little disc you put on the ground, and you light it, and then it just like keeps expanding, like kind of like a snake. It's pretty cool. Right. But yeah, so
maybe fireworks are cool.
Yeah, they are. Not as cool as this hose though, which is endorsed and promoted by Richard Karn, by the way, Al Borland himself. So it's got to be good.
Are you being paid by these hoses?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like, hey,
when you said silver bullet hose, not to make a bad joke, but I thought it was like Coors Light women, like a commercial from the '80s that I was not aware of.
Silver bullet hose, yeah. It's like, I've been really busy lately with the silver bullet hose, but no, I'm talking about the watering hose.
So that was inside of you, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
All right, well, for me, let's see. I got a couple things. What do I have here? Oh, okay, so I got 2 things for you. I read a book.
What?
Thank you, everybody.
I haven't read a book since
finished it.
The Hunger Games, I think.
I read a book. It's by, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, John Krakauer. It's called Into the Wild.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this?
I've heard that name many times, but there's like movies, songs.
There is a movie about this. It's a real life story. It was about a guy who, spoiler or whatever, but he died in like 92. He went out into the wilderness. That was like his big thing in Alaska, and trying to live off the wild and all this kind of stuff. And he ended up dying, and there's a lot of details in there. The death part is not a spoiler, really. Mm-hmm. The whole book is just, it's about like, it's interesting because he had a horrible relationship with his family, but a great relationship with all these people he met when he became a drifter.
Okay.
So he was like going from state to state, and he'd meet people, and then he'd like write letters back and forth with these people and stuff like that, and they'd give him jobs so he could make money, so he could keep going to Alaska. He gave away all of his money to charity. He left his car, like all this stuff to go to Alaska, and with no plan after that.
Wow.
And it was a really good book. It's a true story happening, like I said, 92, 93, whatever it was. And I'm not really like one of those people who's like the wild and nature. And so I hate nature. I hate going outside. There's bugs everywhere. Cicadas are... I mean, I miss them. I miss the cicadas, but
they're back by me. I mean, the seasonal ones, so we can hear them again.
But not the cool ones.
Yeah, no, not the ones that fly. Yeah. That's what.
Which, by the way, now I feel bad for these cicadas because they're like, "Hey, guys, we're here."
No, like, you know what? They're lucky. They just no one cares anymore. So it's like they're just hiding in the trees. But sorry.
No, cicada talk will always make its way here.
Damn right.
But yeah, I'm not a big into the enjoy the Alaskan wilderness. Guy. I don't like hunting. I don't support it. All that kind of stuff. But this book was a great story by this guy who wrote an article about the entire thing, and then ended up following that guy's trail, redoing his thing, staying where he stayed, all that kind of stuff. So
nice.
John
Did
Krakauer
you
into the
read
Wild.
that, or was that audio?
I read that, yeah.
Nice.
And then the other thing that I watch, and this isn't necessarily a recommendation part of the show. This is just what we're watching and what we think about it. And I'm only halfway done with this, but recently I got a new phone, which is hopefully still recording. Yeah, that's right. We record on my phone.
We record.
But with this new T-Mobile account or whatever, they give you Netflix and Apple TV.
Okay.
And so now I have Apple TV. So I was like, what is on Apple TV?
Yeah.
And I started watching, and there's a Steve Martin documentary.
Oh.
I like Steve Martin. I like Martin Short. I think Martin Short's like... When I was a kid, I hated Martin Short.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, there's no one funnier than Martin Short. He's so quick.
Have you ever seen Clifford?
No. Well, when I was young.
You know of it?
When
and
I
not
was
the
young.
big red dog.
No.
Okay.
Him, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Why? You hate it? Or
Oh, no, I love it.
Yeah, most people
Like
love it.
My family, the Goffs, that and Office Space are like the ones, and
Okay.
Better Off Dead also, but yeah, that universally.
Like, I don't remember Clifford, but I did watch it when I was younger or whatever.
It's great, by the way.
But anyway, there's an Apple TV documentary on Steve Martin, and it's 2 parts. So it's like 3 hours total.
Oh.
And I just watched part 1 or most of part 1, and it's been like really, really good. I'm already a fan, and it's just like more visual stuff. And if you don't know about like his life before he was an actor, when he was a stand-up comedian and the biggest stand-up comedian in the world, it's like really interesting to watch that stuff.
Nice.
Just like, so
That's cool.
that's that. No.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry.
No.
There was one other thing. Speaking of documentaries, I'll make this very quick. It was One Day in Jonestown. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Jonestown Massacre. That's
I know that.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid. So on Hulu, there's a documentary. Like, I do enjoy true crime stuff, so that it was like a quick, well, it was like 3 episodes, but so much footage that I didn't know that was available because I've heard the story before, but it was like, I mean, if you're interested, check it out.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it's pretty like, it's nothing that you're gonna like, oh my god, like too much. But I mean, there's a lot of footage that it's like, oh my god, that's actual people getting shot and like
very,
whatnot.
very
like,
similar to the Steve Martin doc.
yes,
a lot of people
exactly.
being
That's why I
killed,
thought
yeah.
of it.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
No, I love it. And so that means it's time for our top 3. This week we are doing a top 3 sports movies. Now, once again, this top 3 is not what we think is the greatest 3 of all time. This is our personal favorite top 3. Why do we do this? It's the only idea we came up with to do a podcast.
That's right.
That's pretty much it. So, so we're going to do our top 3. We got some quote and quotables, notables, honorary mentions. I always forget it.
Honorable.
Yeah.
Honorable.
We got some of those, or at least I do. I don't know if you have any.
I got one.
And then if you guys have any that you want to throw out that make us feel dumb. Specifically, I don't care about your top 3. That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
But if we're missing something blatantly obvious, I think we need to know.
Damn right.
And if you convince us that it's in our top 3, maybe we should give them something.
Maybe we'll give them all the money in the jar.
Wow, that's pretty good.
No, that's not. We're not doing that.
You want to keep the money?
Yeah.
All right, well,
We'll
let's
work
do
on it.
top 3 sports movies. Starting at number 3 for me, I'm going Major League. I'm not even a baseball guy, but to me, Major League, one of my favorite movies as a kid. Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
It's fantastic.
Even the sequel. How many Major Leagues were there?
There's 3, I believe.
Okay. I don't know that I ever saw the third
3
one.
is like Back to the Minors. So it's like a lot of the same cast, but
okay.
they're not the Indians.
Okay.
Actually, not the Guardians? The Indians.
They were the
Indians.
They
so,
were.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's, fantastic movie.
What's your
Great
number
cast.
3?
My number 3 is Mighty Ducks 2, D2. This, like, I love the first Mighty Ducks. This one, though, seeing it as a kid, I mean, it's just like they expanded the whole thing. They turned it into like the Olympics now, which was awesome. They got more people in the cast, which actually some of the cast members from this one will bleed into my next movie. But and then there was the Mighty Ducks TV show on Disney Plus. It's called Game Changers. Very kiddie, and Emilio Estevez was in the first season, but not the second. And
Is that recent?
yeah. It's like I think it's still going. Like they're in between seasons 2 and 3. So
wow, Emilio Estevez is still
well,
around?
he didn't. He wasn't. He was in like one episode of season 2, and they actually brought some of the cast back like for one episode.
Can you guess my favorite Emilio Estevez movie?
Men at Work.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Does he have another movie?
You never touch another man's fries.
Is there another movie?
Oh, there's tons, man. Come on, Emilio.
I know
The
Mighty
Breakfast
Ducks.
Club. All the.
I never saw it.
Oh God, the Brady. All right. What's your number 2?
Anyway, number 2 top sports movies for me. This is probably not on your list, but this was almost number 1 on my list.
Right.
Blue Chips with Nick Nolte
and Shaq
and
Anthony Hardaway.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
love that movie. I grew up a big basketball fan. Still, I'm a huge basketball fan. Stopped watching after referees were paid off and mob was involved and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, normal.
But
stuff.
I've been getting back into it the past couple of years, and this year especially. But that movie, I mean, I watched that movie over and over again when I was a kid. I love corruption in college basketball. Like it's it's like what it really is. So it was the best. I always confused Nick Nolte with the other guy what's his name? He's weird.
James Caan.
No, but I like you guessing.
Gary Busey.
Yep, Gary Busey. Yeah, him. When I was a kid, I could not tell the two apart, and that Nick Nolte's probably pissed at that. But to be confused with like if I was like it's either Goff
it's either
or Gary
you or
Busey.
Gary Busey. Yeah, it's just like you asshole.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that for me, I love that movie, and I actually recently purchased the DVD at Goodwill.
Nice.
For myself. So.
That's that last. The last shot, that whole scene is just incredible. Yeah. Like the way it plays out.
Yeah,
it's an awesome scene.
Yeah, great movie.
Okay, my number 2. So like I talked about some of the characters from actors from Mighty Ducks 2. The Sandlot, another baseball movie. This is speaking of 4th of July. It's a 4th of July movie as well. This is a one that anytime it's on cable, whatever, it's just like I don't care what part of the movie it's on.
Okay,
yeah,
it's one of
like
those.
I'll sit down and it's like yep, and like we actually got my daughters to watch it. They enjoyed it. Just some great characters.
They're doing like a Sandlot reunion.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I think they're doing it in Chicago.
Oh, really?
With all the people who used to be in it or whatever.
Well, I don't love it that much.
I know. I don't know that.
If they were coming to my
that
town,
much.
Maybe I'd go.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't.
I guess if like Bloodsport did that, I'd probably go to that. But By the way, does Bloodsport count as the sports movie? Because
I mean, the word sports in it, baby.
I have to change my list here.
Kickboxer was on yesterday.
The hard part about this list was like deciding what is a sport and what is not.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't put any of those types like karate stuff in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that a sport.
Sorry.
No, but my number 1 is not considered a sport by most people, but it is by me.
So it's soccer.
Anyway, are you done with your number 2?
Yes.
All right, my number 1 is Beyond the Mat. It's a wrestling
that's
documentary.
a great movie. Yeah, that works.
Loved it.
Hell yeah.
It is a great thing. A lot of people don't consider professional wrestling a
sport.
sport.
Sad movie.
I won't be disappointed if you think that pro wrestling is not a sport. I just who cares? Like I'm not going to argue about it. Like it is what it is. It's athletic. It's
a sport.
It's crazy stuff. So Beyond the Mat, one of my favorites. Jake the Snake is insane in that movie. And
I remember actually me and Rob, my brother, we saw that at the theater when it came out. And I mean, just like seeing we were probably like mid-20s, but like pretty much both of us crying like the entire movie.
You were probably 18, 19.
Is that when did it come out?
Because off camera here, I have a picture that you were asking me about.
Yeah.
And it's a picture that I have of a place called ECW Arena. For those who don't know, it's where a wrestling promotion was. I went there when I was like 18 years old, 17, 18. I was still in high school because we came back from a Greyhound trip and I had to go to high school Sunday at like 4 a.m. to whatever time we go to school. One of the times we went there, which may have been that summer after we graduated, because I think maybe we went March and then June again or something like that. The director of Beyond the Mat was there signing like posters, and they were just giving them out. So I had at one point a Beyond the Mat autographed poster. No clue where that is.
That's
probably
awesome.
in the trash somewhere. But yeah. So like I was 17, 18.
Me,
so you must have been.
Like 18 or 19.
Yeah, you're 20 years older than me. Yeah. So it's all right. I look significantly worse, buddy. Anyway, what's your number
You know what?
one?
Real quick, actually, I was talking to someone at work about that actually from Beyond the Mat. I guess it doesn't just have to be Beyond the Mat, but we were talking about like the Hell in the Cell match with him and Undertaker. And I believe it was The Rock, right? The one where his wife was like watching him take like 25 chair shots,
Yeah,
and
he
she's just
handcuffed.
screaming her like,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Mick
and then like
Foley.
the one when he pushes his tooth through his lip,
Yeah.
like
That was actually from being chokeslammed off the cage.
Yeah.
Through the cage and then landed in
that's
the
when
ring.
Undertaker it wasn't supposed to open or something like that, or that's what they say.
That's
but
yeah.
that's
That's
like
what they
that's
say,
good
but-
placement.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The
Though.
Rock one was Mick Foley's was handcuffed with his hands behind his back.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you go
you
like
could
this
try to
try
he
and
had
block
nothing.
it. He had nothing, and Rock just laid him in, and he was very concussed and messed up from
Yeah.
that. And then the Rock had to meet his children, and he was like, "Hey, how's your
Hey,
dad?"
is your dad still alive? Sorry,
Yeah.
kids.
And now he's gonna be our president.
Oh God. Yeah. All right. My number one, another baseball movie, A League of Their Own. Actually, have you seen this?
I have. It was a big movie when I was a kid. Like we watched it a lot. We had it on VHS. I didn't have it, but my cousin had it. His sister loved it. My cousin Melissa. She was a big fan of it. It made my notables.
Oh, nice.
League of Their Own and Sandlot. Have
Oh,
made
okay.
Both of
Well,
them,
I'll
as far as
tipped
I
off.
said.
Major League made mine, so a lot of baseball movies on our list here. But no, A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks is probably my favorite actor.
Okay.
Gina Davis, who doesn't do much now, was fantastic in that. Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, John Lovitz. Just an awesome cast with like so many great like one-liners. And I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil this if you haven't seen this 30-year-old movie, but just the ending. I mean, like how it ends with our team losing. I remember the first time I watched that and I hated it so much. It was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This doesn't happen in movies. But it's like, it's factual and it's.
And then the reunion when they're all like older, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, I love that movie. So that's my number one.
Solid movie. I don't like Madonna at all. Like one of my least favorite
Like in that
celebrities.
movie or just
no.
in
general?
Okay.
And in that movie, I thought she was great.
That's
like,
how I am with Tom Cruise. Like I can't stand him, but it's like, but he's so good. His movies are great, but he's nuts.
No, so that's number one.
That's my number one. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
The other ones I had, Happy Gilmore,
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Which is always it's a funny one.
okay.
I feel like people are in or out on Caddyshack.
Caddyshack is one of those movies that I saw too late in life, so it's
Okay.
like I've seen funnier.
Yeah.
And it's like I get it, but yeah, it's like
I get you.
kind of like Animal House.
And oddly enough, the last one I had here, well, I shouldn't say last one, but Ladybugs, also Rodney Dangerfield.
The scene in the dressing room.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's a funny movie. Yeah, it is good.
And a lot of these are just like stuff that I just happened to watch when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and then rewatch over and over, and so it's stuck in my head. Yeah. And like now, maybe it's not the greatest movie.
No,
of all
no,
time,
no,
but...
of course not. Like probably anything with Rodney Dangerfield,
Yeah.
just being Rodney Dangerfield isn't appropriate.
And then
anymore.
the only other thing that came to my mind was anything Will Ferrell did with like.
See, that's so funny because right
NASCAR.
before we were going to say,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Blades of Glory.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Really?
Like, I was going to make a joke about
Okay.
that before we started. Like, the other one, though,
basketball
Talladega
one.
Nights is, Semi-Pro was good too,
Yeah.
but yeah, Blades of Glory, if that's it, yeah. Him and, like, Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that guy was great as Napoleon Dynamite, but being that character in every other movie
Yeah.
moving forward wasn't good, so...
All right, so that was our top 3 sports movies. If we missed something, please let us know what we missed. Call us an idiot. Do what you got to do. Maybe you send us $2, and then you just write how stupid we are in your new spot.
Or you could put a picture of your favorite sports movie.
Or your favorite mouse pad.
Yes.
Meese pad.
Meese.
All right. So here's something we're doing for the first time over here. All right, do we have any plugs? We don't have any plugs.
No, just hair plugs.
SasaandGoff.com.
Hey!
That's me shooting a bow and arrow because I don't know how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
See, I always drop
I play
both of
Wii
them.
Sports. I know how to shoot a bow
I
and
drop
arrow.
both of them, which
Yeah.
would not do. So this is the first time ever that we are going to do this. The thing that we came up with for this show. The bucket is in our logo here, and the bucket is supposed to bring down a bunch of topics in there. And when we pull out the topic, it says top 3 whatever, and then we come up with that topic. If you want your topic to be in there, send them. SashaandGoff@gmail.com. Whatever you want, we'll put it in the bucket. If we pull it eventually, you'll know. We'll even put your name on there. We'll say your name. How about that?
Sounds great.
We'll say your name, Brian Goff. Am I supposed to not say your name?
It's fine.
Should I bleep that out?
I think I already said my name anyway. Who cares?
Anyway, so this is the first time ever we're going to use the bucket. So let's see if it works.
All right.
Also, it's not a bucket. We can't afford a real bucket yet. What is this going to be? This is
Here it comes.
amazing. All right. Are you ready? Here it is.
Yeah. See it right there?
Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this.
Coming.
Look at this technology.
Man.
This is wild.
Whew.
If you are only listening, you are missing
that.
out. Look at the ramp.
I would slow it down if I were you, because I'm going to try to catch this baby.
This is beautiful.
All right, here we go.
Now, don't break it.
Okay.
Look at this. Fantastic.
All right, perfect.
That's as good as it's going to get.
You guys ready? Here we go. Next week, we are doing... Wow. Top 3 radio stations you've listened to.
That sounds horrible.
Okay.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll do it. So.
Well, come back next week for a horrible... Should we pull another one?
Yeah, let's pull another one. Why is this in here?
I don't know.
The next one's going to be like top 3 news anchors. All right, let's do it again. Here we go. Next week, we're doing... Nope. We started putting topics in, not top 3 things. It just says aging.
Aging.
Just to remind me, I think. Nope.
All right.
Hold on.
This is
I
going
think we
well.
got one. There we go. Top 3 hip hop artists.
Yeah.
All right.
Top
There it
3
is.
hip hop artists from
All right, we'll
two
see you next week, buddy.
middle-aged white guys.
Woo!
And that's it for the show this week. We'll see you next week.
Take care.